So I'll just go through a couple of things. If you've got a bad neck injury, don't do shoulder stands by learning it from a video. Find a good teacher and do it that way. Also, things like high blood pressure, again, I would work with the teacher before you do this. Any problems with your eyes, again, find a teacher. Make sure they'll show you if it's safe for you to do it or not. So if you have any doubts, seek out a kind of qualified teacher to assist you with this. But if your health is fine, let's continue on. So our props, we use a few props when we get to shoulder stand. We've got a stack of blankets. These are to help your shoulders stay supported but your neck to not have the weight on it. We're using a belt to help keep the elbows in, and I'll go through these as we do it. And we're taking a chair so you're not going right to the floor with halasana at this point. With the chair we lose at the right time. We don't continue using the chair evermore. It's just really about learning this pose and doing it correctly and doing it in a way that you're not going to hurt yourself in time. So I've made an important thing here is that you've got a neat stack of blankets. So you've got a neat edge because that's where your shoulders are going to rest on. Now, I've got a brick here and I'm just going to use that, and you can use anything like a bolster or even another blanket if you need to get up a bit. So what you're going to do first, we're just going to work on taking the legs over. So if you sit on that brick, or it can be a bolster or another blanket, and your shoulders are going to be, say, 2 or 3 inches back from the edge, because I don't want to slip off onto the floor when I go to the feet to the chair. Now I'm going to bring the chair into the right position for my feet by taking my arms back and measuring. Okay, if I go there, my feet will pretty much land on the chair. Arms go this way. So when don't try and roll up with your hands here. Hands have to come back this way. And then I'm going to bend the knees and roll and take the feet to the chair. So just do that a few times. You bend the knees up and you take them to the chair. Now, just assuming you're watching at the moment rather than just doing, if you see my shoulders are on the blanket, but my neck and my head are off. So I haven't really I'm not pushing my neck into the floor. The neck's quite soft here because my shoulders are supported on that edge of the chair. And if you look here, my back ribs ideally are quite in. I'm just going to move the chair a little away so I can exaggerate that movement. The back ribs are in. And, if you see, this part of the back is going up. It's straight. And the hands, I'm just going to rest on the back this way for a moment. So I haven't got the belt yet, but just showing that shape. The back ribs are in, legs are straight, the hips are lifting up towards the ceiling, and then you'll come down. So that's just getting up onto the chair. If you have trouble rolling up, get something more. Keep lifting your buttocks higher by putting more height, another blanket, another bolster there. Now, the belt, I'll just come up and show you this belt. This really just stops your elbows splaying apart. So I'm going to take the belt, and I'm going to get it in a loop. And how wide should the loop be? Ideally from about shoulder tip to shoulder tip when your chest is lifted. I'm just going to put that over one arm. I'm going to lie back again. And if you're kind of struggling, getting up, practice this rolling up action. Measure the chair's in the right place. Hands back this way. So again, kind of watch it, and then you can do it again in a moment. I'll roll, bend the knees up, and I take the feet to the chair. Now I'm going to actually tuck the shoulders a little under, so I come more onto the tips of the shoulders. Important here is this back area, the back ribs in. Now, when you've been doing shoulder stand a while, you kind of tend to prefer to have your hands skin on skin. So I'm going to do that so it gives me a better grip. Now this belt has to go
on both arms, upper arms, just above the elbows. So if you can see that there, it's just above the elbows. Then I'm pushing the elbows down onto the floor. I'm again taking my hands on the back and lifting the back ribs up. And this is your first spot, Halasana. So you've got to feel steady here. You might just stay here for the first few times you do it. If you feel okay, I'm going to take one leg up. And then I'll bring that foot down. The other leg up. And down. So that's the first. Again, make sure you feel steady. You can repeat. One leg up. And you can see my back ribs are kind of hopefully into the body. And down. Repeating that, and wait till you feel confident, that you feel steady, you feel safe. And then from there, if I want to go further, I keep this top leg straight, and then I'm going to bring the other leg up slowly, and then feet together. And you watch my hands are still lifting the back ribs in and up. And you might hold a minute first, 30 seconds, while you feel steady. Then come back down, rest on the chair. Back ribs in, take one leg up. If you're steady, you might bring the other leg up. If not, just keep one foot there. Work on that for a little while. If you look from the side, you can see the shape. My feet, ankles, knees, hips, from the side are all in one line. The back ribs here, I'll just take them off, are really into the body. One leg down, other leg down. Now you undo your belt. You slightly bend the knees, bring the knees towards the chest, and you'll roll down. And then just bring your shoulders back, quite back, so you rest on the floor. You see my head's on the floor, arms are to the side. And then just release the legs out that way for a moment.